was one week ago, I think.
Flood in the airport.
They couldn't land.
Yeah, yes, because of the water.
Yeah, they said water, or I don't know if it was raining and windy. I'm not sure.
Yes, 1 week ago there was raining here in Santa Cruz. Yes, I think maybe it could be possible because in the north of the city, where is the airport, uh, the rain was too heavy some days last week.
Probably that's why, because they said that they had to postpone the landing, and they had to go to Cochabamba instead of that.
They had to return the plane, or they
Yeah, yeah.
canceled.
They couldn't land in Santa Cruz, so that's why they changed. First of all, they took off from La Paz, and they couldn't land in Santa Cruz.
Oh. But there is two airports, I think, here in Santa Cruz. One is in the center of the city. The center of the
Oh,
city, or
really?
half the city is passed through an airport. So the airport cut the city, and there is a big problem sometimes because it was the oldest airport in the city. So there is a giant airport in the middle of the city. It's a trouble sometimes. But maybe I heard that sometimes when a plane cannot land on the Viru airport, they land on El Trompillo airport, and that's the airport in the center of the city.
Oh, that's, yeah, probably. I didn't know that it was only Biro Biro and that's it.
Yes, maybe they could, or maybe they couldn't land on the other airport. Because I know there is I don't know how to say, a covenant or a pact or a association between the two airports.
Okay, that's why.
I don't know, maybe yes.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, today we're going to talk about something different. The topic is about how to start a business or something like that. Things related to entrepreneurship and something related to business. Okay, but let me share my screen right now.
That sounds interesting because I just was thinking about maybe business, maybe open a business by myself. It could be
Yeah,
interesting.
that's good. That's good. It's interesting because of course, there are different entrepreneurs, right? We're gonna see some watching videos and okay. Well, the topic is called I started my own business. Um, well, today in this lesson, there's gonna be something related to our jobs. Okay, as to start a new business can be related to entrepreneurship or something that I don't know. You can create a business related to service or related to I don't know. There are different kind of things like kind of a workshop, a technical workshop, right? Or maybe in your case, you can design or print, 3D print. I was thinking about something very interesting. There is one in metal casting. We do something that is called the polystyrene, the expanded polystyrene. The casting is that you have a model, but made of, in Spanish is plastoform, right? The polystyrene, and we cast it. We put the mold into the sand, and then we pour directly in the polystyrene, in the plastoform, and that becomes gas, and you put it, and you have the metal there. That's very interesting. I don't know. I really like it. I like to ask you if it's possible to print in some ways polyester or not really, or only maybe to model.
Free polystyrene. Um, I don't know. I didn't heard about a plastic filament made of
Mhm.
polyester. No, I didn't hear about it. But there is other options instead of polystyrene. There are other strong materials which has I don't know melting temperature lower than polystyrene and are easier to work with, like ABS or nylon or even something like, I don't know how to say in English. Uh, I forgot the name. It's a white plastic, but is very Teflon. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Teflon, yeah.
Maybe you can use that instead of polystyrene,
Oh,
Teflon or nylon or ABS maybe, or PET.
yeah. So it's a bit interesting because polystyrene molds are used for metal casting, especially. I was thinking to show you, but I don't know if I will be able to find some. Today I saw it, but I remember we practiced with my students and we did it. But the thing is to have the mold perfectly done. Let me show you something like this. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. It's interesting. I don't know, but that's why I was asking you if it's possible to, for
I
example,
have already
this
made some of
mhm,
them.
plastiform,
I
right?
have already. That's platform. Okay.
Yeah, but we say polystyrene, right? The idea is to have the mold like this, and then we put into the sand, and we melt directly the melted metal, and it becomes gas, and the same shape will adopt.
Ah, it replaced the polyethylene.
Yeah, with the molten metal.
Oh, that's interesting. Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
you can do any complex mold, any complex. That's
yes.
very,
It
and in that,
simplifies. Really
that's
simplifies the process.
yeah, you don't have to mold. Yeah, that's just you put and you fill in the sand, and that's it. And you put the molten metal, and you have the this. This in this case, this example can be the I don't know aluminum, bronze, or even iron or steel.
In fact, yes. I did something like that. I made two of them. One, but it's not with the traditional 3D print. Did you have you remember the second type of 3D printing when you use resin? Uh, there is a way to use resin, and
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
commonly used for people who makes let's say uh, they make things with gold like rings and
Ah, yes, for jewelry, joyería.
jewelry. Yes, jewelry. For jewelry is very commonly used. You use a specific kind of resin, and that resin, with that resin, you can make complex figures with little details, and that's awesome because 3D printing is in SLE SLE technology is very precise, is accurate. So you can make complex figure forms, and that's why people with that work with jewelry use it, and they model their rings or their jewels. I don't know how to
Jewelry,
say
yes, some jewels. Yeah, we
jewels.
do it. We do it. We have implemented a yearly workshop. We do some rings in the place where I teach. We melt. We have also ovens to melt gold in 1 minute,
1
kilo
minute.
of gold. Yeah.
And you use resin,
Yes,
3D printed resin.
the resin mold, and we use the resin mold, and we put into the plaster, or I mean the gypsum, right? Yeso, and we dry it, and then we do the centrifugal process when we have the
Mhm.
molten gold or silver or copper or bronze or brass, depending on what you want to melt, and we get the rings. We got different kind of things.
But with other metals like iron or aluminum, could be
Yeah, we
the
do.
price would increase, I think.
Yeah, yeah, because aluminum is very cheap, but but we did with gold, silver, and bronze.
Wow, I would like to learn about it. I would like to do something like that. I think it's possible. Maybe it's possible, I think, because maybe we can make some modification to a 3D printer and make in find a way to create the polyethylene and then add it layer by layer and make a specific form or yes. I think it's possible. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's why I don't know if it was possible to print, but we did some. We did some of them. I think I have a video about the place that I where I work. Also, we do metal, iron casting, bronze. The things that also as the one that I mentioned, we also do the.
In which process did you use to make the forms for the models? Did you use you make it by hand?
No, we do. We have some machinery, some equipments. Let me show you some of them at this moment.
Okay, I
Yeah,
am very interested.
yeah, of course, of course. There is, for example, we have this one that I mentioned you, the rotomoldeo.
Rotomolding. Yes.
Yeah, rotomolding. There is the machine that we have. We made it with our students, and we did this one with temperature, and finally, okay, with fire, and we get this one. This is a tank, plastic tank for, but this is small, right? But we did big ones also. We are able to do big ones for water, right? And this is the mold, and we separate that, and yeah, we get that. So we do with regularly. We do this with our as experiment in the laboratory that we have. This one, get this. We put the powder, plastic powder there in the mold, and we get the tank for the water.
Wow.
Yeah, but also we were thinking to do some toys.
And that's polyethylene.
No, this is not polystyrene. This is plastic. This is
Yes.
polymer. This is a kind of polymer. Yeah, but I found this that I was only sharing you. But let me show you the other one. The ring. We did on a specific ring the logo of our institution. What is that? What is that? Ah, this one. The song is Brazilian music because our institution is called Brazil Bolivia.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry about, you know, my colleagues are collitas, so they put that music.
Colitas.
Yeah, of course. Me too, but they are extremely.
Yes, I know extremely canvas. Well, so
Yeah.
well,
So, they're very. And this is, for example, our logo of our institution. And okay, let me run the video. Yeah, now it's running. So this is our institution, and we design the for this in this case the design of the ring for 3D printing, but we printed in the you said also the in resin. That's kind of red resin, and we get this. So this one,
Yes, yes, that's a 3D printing.
yeah. But then we put into the plaster. We get all the gases, and then we put the well. There's a kind of machine that sucks all the oxygen or the air bubbles that contains the plaster or the say the yeso, right? And we get it.
Like a
So we
vacuum.
have the rings over there. The ring is in that just cylinder. We fill it. The, the ring is made of um, the what about
Resin.
resin? Yes, resin. And now we're gonna dry it. Uh, Also, we will extract the gases or the oxygen again, the bubbles, and then we will that's gonna dry out, and we're gonna put into the oven in a furnace to dry and to melt the resin, and we will have that. So there is now just we're getting out the bubbles, air bubbles, and so this is we are casting here. Yeah, we melted in this case. It was gold, I think. Ah, yes, over here we're casting with just fire with a torch, the gold, and we're gonna put this in a centrifugal. We did with our students this one, and this is the tangential. How can I say the power or something like that? Will put every single detail in its place, and we get out we put into the you know in in the water, and then we get the ring. So it's still hot, but it's we get that faster, and you will see the ring. There's okay over there is one of my students, and so there is the ring. But the thing is that we have to clean and polish.
Yes.
I think this was made of just some coils of bronze. And this is the ring, right? The ring is a bit dirty because it was, and we polish that. We polish it, and then we got the ring. So that's over there is our ring of our institution.
Wow.
It's an old technique, but it's effective with combining with 3D printing.
Yes. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that kind of business we can create, right? I don't know. There are different kind of ideas. We are a technical school, so that's why we do this kind of processes, such as metal casting, iron casting. And, it's interesting. I think people like it.
Yes, it's very interesting for maybe make a little business to start. It could be a good business.
Yeah, and let me show you the last one. That's gonna be short, and we're gonna see the thing that we do here. I think in Santa Cruz could be nice, right, to have that kind of. Uh, but I think
I saw it in Santa Cruz, but not little entrepreneurs doing that. Maybe just big companies, sorry,
in Santa
like
Cruz,
Monterrey or other ones.
giant, right? It's very, very big in Santa Cruz, of course. This is my institution and my students, and we are doing bronze casting. This oven was made by my students, and the bronze is like this. The bronze casting. The smoke is like this color because we combine tin and copper. Well, it oxidizes a bit. We put some cleaner there, and we're gonna put into the mold. These are the molds in the sun. Sand casting.
That's sand.
Yeah, it's sand mold. There is the bronze. You know. It is yellow, right?
It didn't. That bronze never get to the skin of some students.
Sometimes, yes, it's normal. That's why you have to use safety equipment, gloves. We got this product again. That was the metal casting that we did with the machinery and then finally we got this.
That's the final.
Yes, the final product. And then also I teach this metal casting, iron casting, and the bronze casting. This is iron, gray iron. That's very strong. You can see the fire. But it's a tough job. But it's interesting, I think. It's a bit dangerous, But we have half the students that are girls and half the students are boys. But the sand molds as well. Pretty hot. It must be more than 1,400 Celsius degrees. And we got final product. There were some sea presses, kind of products.
That's a piece for a car.
Yeah. But I can show you the different videos. But anyway, that's something, some ideas, right? Maybe give us some ideas to start a business. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen right now. This moment, just give me a couple of seconds, please. Okay, so let's start with our topic. What do you think about that processes?
They are very interesting, and I think they are also very dangerous. You got to be strong and to be very careful and to have.
You don't have to be afraid of things, Yeah, because there are some girls doing that.
Well, yeah.
So the students are girls and the 50% are boys.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to be careful.
Yeah, of course. We because once when I was working in a factory, I got some skin burn because the steel was in liquid, split it and dropped in my back. It was a big one, like 10 centimeters, and I got burned in my back. But now it's just a bit scare, but it's okay. So yeah, there is normal. I think sometimes even when you weld, right, there is some some skin burns, but in with metal casting is a bit more tough, especially with iron and steel. It's pretty dangerous, but you have to wear, of course, some glasses, a lot of equipment, you know, always safety equipment, and then it's okay. So that's we do, but yeah, small things and big things as well. As you saw, some heavy things because the iron, molten iron, is so heavy. It's like 50 or 60 kilos. You have to just lift with your hands, right? But then it's a tough job, but interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Santa Cruz, I think many people do it, right?
Yes, here in Santa Cruz, I know my coworkers. They were Many of them were working in other company, and all of them moved from that company. It went when I where I working. All of them renounced their work, but they were working in a melting factory when
Ah, okay.
they made metal casting. They I don't know how to say, fabricated those gas tanks.
Okay.
Yes, and other products with metal casting.
Yeah, it's tough, but it depends. If you study that career, is your life. You cannot change, right? Imagine,
Yes,
I don't know.
because
Let's say like a designer, you cannot say, "Oh, I don't like design," so because also I think they studied because they studied that because they like it. So even it's tough or it's their life. Yeah, they like it finally at last. Then usually they don't drop out from those companies because they like it. They're those that job is their passion. So I think they cannot. In my case, I cannot renounce that job because I like it. Yeah, because if I don't do metal casting, for me is I don't feel well. I think that's how can I say it's very normal for me. I like it. It's to design, to do something, to fabricate, to elaborate some I don't know pulleys or whatever, some machines. We try to do. We pretend we are a school, but in industry, of course, it's big. But it's satisfactory when I see some of my students creating their own company or their own workshops. They do have some workers and so on. So
that
they,
you got to be proud, maybe
yeah,
proud of
yeah, it's very rewarding. You say, "Wow, that's good," and they call me. I need some practitioners. Okay, yes, I will send you right away. And if I don't have enough people, I send from the third semester to work in those companies, even from the second semester in the afternoons.
it's too early, but I think maybe in the first semesters you are very interested, and that's when you got to I don't know how to say approach it.
Yes, you take everything, you try to take advantage, but yeah, because sometimes I don't have many people because there are many companies in Cochabamba, in Santa Cruz, in La Paz, El Alto, Oruro. They need some people that do that job. So that's why before they finish their career, they start working. Some students saw the money and they don't want to continue studying. They drop out also.
Yes, because when they find work, they start working and keep doing it
Yeah,
until the end.
yeah, but not everyone. They know that they have to continue finish the study. That's also the condition. But there are some that just they say, no, I just want to work, but they want to finish. They start at the beginning of the year. They they get they are in the class first week, second week, then again they go to work again, and they never finish. So I have students. One student especially is from 2015, but the career is only 3 years.
Ah, yeah.
He's the
They keep.
sixth. Yeah, he's still in the sixth semester because usually he starts. Then sometimes I don't know. He finds some job and he goes to work and he didn't finish, and so he's now until now I think he's doing like seven. Now he's going to the 7 or 8 years I think, but the career is only 3 years.
Oh, no, I think if you want to study, you got to dedicate yourself for
Of
that purpose until the end, uh, over everything, and even over work, and then you. That's what I say to the people I know. If you want to study, dedicate yourself to that, because
Yeah,
if you are working, you are going to dedicate all your strong or your life to start to work, but studying will be in second place. And if
yeah,
you're studying in your second place, you won't learn properly.
yeah. Of course, but also it depends. It depends. If they really want to dedicate in that area, of course, it's a good combination, the industry and the education. But
Yes, if you are in this studying and working in the same
yes,
industry or the same place, yes,
the same field, yes.
yeah, yes, in the same field, mm, that would be better.
Usually they do that, but that's
Yes,
why they become better than me when they are in the last semester. Yeah, really, because they are working constantly in the industry. And they said,
they
oh,
have the experience.
yeah, and they said, don't worry, teacher, we're gonna do it. So they do better because they are practicing every day. So industry is not, they work seriously, right? Because they have to do very good products to sell. Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, let's start with the topic.
Yes.
I started my own business is this topic, so I hope it's interesting. I think it's a bit interesting, this kind of topics. What do you say? Do you like your job?
Mm, yes, I like my job, but I would like other job as well. But uh, yes, in fact, yes, I like my job, but I would like also to get another better job, principally to learn. I think the my first objective is to learn. So if you are working like me in a place and you learn everything about what you want, what you can learn from a place of work, then for me is you got to move to learn something else or to learn more about it. So in fact, I like my job, but I would like to learn more.
Yeah, of course, of course. That's good. Well, and what phrase you can use to your job or to your profession?
What phrase?
To your job, what you can say? You are a technician, an engineer, a designer. I don't know what is you.
Mm, in my work, well, I started like a practitioner, and then I were a technician of maintenance, and now I'm a supervisor. But I think those three are my charge or my, I don't know how to say, cargo charge.
Yeah, yes, you got promoted, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but what could be your job specifically, or what can be the name of your job? Where are you now? You said supervisor. No, you are
Production supervisor, I think.
production supervisor. Okay, that's
Yes.
interesting. Yeah, and you do some plastic ones, plastic materials.
Yes, I my work is to principally to check all the molds, the quality of the molds, uh, to to manage the people that are working in the plant, and to be sure about the quality of the process. Every process should be working properly, and the final pieces should be functional, and they should look good. That's my job.
That's good.
So
You also
people also,
do quality control quality, maybe.
yeah, I do control quality. I program the machines, program the robots. It's the entire process.
No, that's good, but that's really interesting because you are involved. Just yeah, it's good because you have freedom in the plant, right? You can do whatever.
Not exactly, because you got to be worried about everything, so you don't have time to do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, yeah, of course. I never used to be like that, but I used to be a supervisor, but in industrial safety. Yeah, I did some jobs, some works there with. I was in charge of 47 people in the plant. Yeah, to
Wow.
avoid some accidents, especially with safety.
I think we need that in our company because um, I see some people touching the heaters with their hands, or even touching close to the hot plastic and without gloves, and people that clean the silos. I don't know how to say
Mhm.
silos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The feeders that they put yeah, silos. I mean, the place where you storage, right? The materials,
Yes, they clean it without safety.
gloves. Also
Yes,
the harness, right? Without the harness,
yes,
maybe.
without a harness. And yes, I think it's very dangerous. There's some dangerous situations, and there were accidents. Even I was, I had accidents because I didn't use protection.
Yeah, that happens. Once one of my workers fell down into the sulfuric acid. Yeah, but it was not. The sulfuric acid was like 5%. It was a bit weak, and we got some emergency showers, and I
Ah,
put him for 20 minutes in winter, approximately at -5 Celsius degrees. And yeah,
wow.
but he was okay, I think. At least in that week was okay. But I don't know what happened in the future. But the things that we had to clean him, yeah, for 20 minutes under the shower at 7 a.m. in the morning. It was frozen because in Potosí is very cold in winter.
I imagine. Ah, poor man.
Uh, but then
That's
he
why.
go ahead.
Well, for the, I don't know how to say. Uh, Era por su bien. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
for
yeah, it was
his good.
for his good.
Yes,
It was for his good. Otherwise, he could, damage his skin, his face, whatever.
or his eyes.
Because it was in Potosí is very cold, so it used to have some, I say, rejillas, some kind of fences, protection. But as it was frozen, he thought it was protected. But no, it was ice, and he fell down because the ice broke.
Mm.
It was, I think, like 1.5 meters deep. But as he fell down, he went down completely. He was wet. But fortunately, we saw him immediately, and I put him into under the shower because we had some emergency showers everywhere
Mm.
in the eyes, to wash. Yeah, yeah. Then also, I am a teacher of industrial safety. And yeah, I do some. It's interesting. Maybe we
You
can
got a lot.
organize some speeches for the workers.
Uh,
Or in your case, I really like you to also to speak about something you 3D printings or something designing, because that's our weak point. We don't do a lot that.
you
Maybe.
have a lot of jobs, I think.
Yeah, I'm a tour guide. Yeah,
To
English
this
teacher.
metallurgics teacher.
Yeah, I used to do that in the mine. So a typical, how can I say? Many people in La Paz are like that. They do a lot of things. Maybe it's not good because some people are constructors. They are drivers. They are painters. They are artists, musicians. Sometimes they are teachers. They are cooks, and I don't know.
They
That's
do
a
a lot of things for
Yeah,
living.
that's a typical. Not everyone, but many people is like that here. I also found some people like that in Uyuni, because the tour guides were used to speak 5 languages. They are cooks, they are chefs, they are musicians, they are drivers, they are mechanics, they are everything.
They're everything. But they're guides.
Yeah, they are
I think.
guides. Yeah,
So they got to know everything. They know everything in the
yeah,
process.
yeah, yeah. But not everyone. Some other people only they are only guides and that's it. But in Uyuni, no, they have drivers because they have their own cars in order to make more money, and they have some training in cooking, international cooking. They are musicians. They play guitars. I don't know, charangos, singers. When the
Yes,
car is broken,
I heard about it because I read a touristic report, I think, in the newspaper, and the period the redactors were talking about or the writers were talking about how was the trip to uni,
hmm,
and they talk about it because they were in a track to uni, and the track were I don't know, had failures, and the guides repaired it, and they also prepared the dinner, and they also I don't know how to say, they made music for them.
ah,
And they were like, they are like MacGyver because they know everything.
talking about that, I have one student. Is his name is MacGyver.
MacGyver.
It's interesting. Yeah, today was in my class MacGyver. Everyone laughs at the beginning when they hear you are MacGyver.
MacGyver. Well, how parents they have.
But he's not the real MacGyver, of course. But interesting. Okay, let's move on. Uh, let's read this one. Let's go through the sentences. Pay attention to the words in red. Please read.
Okay, I'm not sorry for quitting my job because I can finally do what I like. Tony started his own business out after graduation. Henry is a skilled mechanic working with the Japanese car maker Mazda. Michael saved a sum of money and opened his own garage. Some of Jason's pictures were on exhibition at the City Mission last month. I think second one is uh, quitting my job.
Yes.
The three is mechanic. Sorry.
No more.
The four is garage,
Yeah.
and five is on exhibition.
The art gallery, right? Art exhibition, sorry. Yeah. Okay, I have a video for you that is a short one from Elon Musk. Let's see what he says for to start a business or something like that. You hear about, we hear many things about Elon Musk, right?
Yes, that's a great businessman. He has a lot of companies.
Yeah, right. The what is the car that he,
Tesla?
right? Tesla.
Yes.
Yes, and Tesla. But talking about that, in La Paz, there is a company that elaborates. There's a factory that makes electronic car.
Ah, the electric cars. Ah, yes, I hear about it. No, it's not quantum.
Quantum, yes.
Ah, yes.
In the pictures, it's very interesting. It looks big, but when you see, it's like a toy, very small.
Yes, it's like, do you, in La Paz, there is Toritos in La Paz? Do you know Toritos?
Not
Like
really.
these motorcycles, but they are
Ah, yeah,
transformed
yeah,
into little cars.
yeah. It's very common to see in Peru.
Yes, we have a lot of them here. And
Okay.
those cars are, I think they are smaller than a Torito.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or sometimes the same size or even smaller. Yeah,
Mm,
but many people already bought those cars.
mm. I think it's not a, for me, it's not a good option because it's too expensive
And too
for what
small,
you
right?
get. Yes, with that price, you can buy a second-hand car, I think.
Yeah. In here in 16 de Julio, there are some several hands car like the Beatles, Volkswagen.
The Second World War cars?
No,
Or,
yes, but I mean the you said the second hand car, right? But I used
yes.
to change that expression to say several hands car.
Ah, yeah. Several. Yes, two old cars, two very used
Yeah.
cars. Yes.
Yes, like 700 US dollars.
People want to be more like
Oh,
Elon.
switch.
So,
Can you listen?
and you know what? For the fate of humankind, I think it would be
Sorry,
great to
too
have
slow.
more Elon Musks. So, what do we
Now,
need to
yes.
do to become more like Elon?
I don't know if it's, I think it maybe sounds better than it is. Yeah, I, you know, I mean, honestly, there's a friend of mine who's got a great saying about creating a company, which is trying to build a company and have it succeed is like eating glass and staring into the abyss. So, I mean, what tends to happen is it's sort of quite exciting for the first several months of starting a company.
Yeah.
And then reality sets in, things don't go as well as planned,
Yeah.
customers aren't signing up, the technology or the product isn't working as well as you thought.
Yeah.
And then that can sometimes be compounded by a recession, and it can be very, very painful for several years. So I think, frankly, starting a company, I would advise people to have a high pain tolerance.
Yeah, yeah. And thanks for reminding us of the harsh, very harsh and brutal reality of launching a startup. There is that Elon Musk / Tony Stark mystique. People think, you are, Robert Downey Jr. modeled his character, Tony Stark, Iron Man, on you. It's easy, it's fun. You're a superhero titan of industry. But it's really hard. It's really difficult. And it's something that requires perseverance and grit. Do you fear that maybe in this generation or the younger generation that they don't have that perseverance and grit to take on these really tough challenges?
I think some people do.
Yeah.
But no, I think it is definitely true that, I mean, maybe there are occasionally companies that get created where there's not an extended period of extreme pain, but I'm not aware of very many of such instances.
Yeah.
So, but I do think that new great entrepreneurs are born every day, and we'll continue to see amazing companies get built. Yeah, but I would definitely advise people who are starting a company to expect a long period of quite high difficulty.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as people stay super focused on creating the absolute best product or service that really delights their end customer, if they stay focused on that, then if you get it such that your customers want you to succeed, then you probably will.
All right. You have to focus on the customer and delivering for them.
Yeah. Make sure if your customers love you, your odds of success are dramatically higher.
Yeah. All the entrepreneurs in this room, they're listening to that message, and we're running out of time, so this is the final question. This is for the budding entrepreneurs in the room who could take an Elon Musk idea and run with it. I mean, quite famously, Hyperloop was the idea that you had to give away because you just don't have enough time to deal with it. What are the other ideas that you have that you would love to see another entrepreneur just take on and go?
Well, I think there's a lot of opportunity in general in electrification of transport. So electric aircraft, I think there's a lot of opportunity there. I think in genetics, although that's sort of a thorny area, but I think that's in terms of solving some of the more intransigent diseases, genetics are really key to solving those. Something that I think people may be only beginning to look at is establishing some kind of brain-computer interface. So
a brain-computer interface.
Yeah, at the neuron level. So this is sort of intelligence augmentation as opposed to artificial intelligence.
Right.
And I think that has a lot of potential.
You mentioned to me yesterday. I really had kind of no idea what you were talking about, and then I looked up Ian Banks. Neural lace.
Neural lace.
That's right.
Exactly.
And so it's this concept of wiring the brain. So it's either there could be a brain internet, and it could also mean that we can upload our thoughts to the cloud.
You would never forget anything. And you wouldn't need to take photographs.
Yeah. I know, it's incredible. I mean, you would never forget anything. You would expand your ability to process information, to remember information, right? But then when the denial of service attack happens,
you gotta watch out for hacking. That could really be awkward.
Watch out for that. But also, then I read it can also be used to fight degenerative diseases like Parkinson's too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it actually would be quite an equalizer as well, because I think the delta between it would sort of even things out. I think.
You mean in humankind?
Yeah,
people there would be no education disadvantage. Everyone would be starting at the same level.
Yeah.
So there would be no meritocracy. No, there would be new meritocracy.
There would be, but it would be the differences would be smaller. The delta would be smaller, probably.
Wow, and you really welcome that kind of world.
How do I welcome? You asked for predictions.
Okay.
Predictions are not the same as preferences. So, I mean, do I think something like that is likely to occur? I think probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, it's incredible. We could go on and on. Unfortunately, we have to wrap and leave it at that. Let's give it up for Elon Musk. That was really awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, the volume was not so high, but I hope at least you understood some of the words of Elon Musk. What do you think about his opinions, especially about I don't know, the reporter asked him about the brain, right? Brain, like computers. Have you heard about that? They tested on pigs, right?
Yes, I heard that Elon Musk was working with his company was I don't remember the Neuralink, I think it was the name of the company, and he was experimenting with that technology. Uh, he said in the video that he was thinking about it, and I think years after that interview, he started doing that with their own company. And he said something else about other promising business like electric aircrafts.
Mhm.
That's interesting for me because that's a field that I really like. Since I was young, I really like the airplanes and to imagine an electric airplane would be interesting. Maybe it's difficult because of the money, but I think it could be interesting. In some part of my life, I will be working in that with that kind of technology.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I think in the United States they are developing that, right? I hear that in the war with Ukraine and Russia, they send them some of not like electronic, I don't know, like drones, but with cameras, they were able to go automatically, just right, like small airplanes, but they were also kind of missiles.
And yes, the UAVs, they are drones, and they are awesome because some of them are completely electric.
Hmm.
There was one of my favorites is the the Reaper. Is called the Reaper. It's the more advanced right now. And yes, there I have a list of my favorite airplanes, and one of them is that one.
Ah, that's interesting. Aeronautics, right?
Yes.
There's a career here. I had one of my students was studying that. Also, she was studying English, but she used to tell me about that, the airplanes. Yeah, even his oral speeches used to be in English, but about airplanes, about something aircrafts, and aerodynamics, and things like that. Okay, let's move
Yes.
on. Go ahead. Yes.
No, I was saying yes. That's really interesting. I will make a speech like that later.
Yeah, the chance to have this, to get involved in that field, right? That can be interesting.
We can
Oh,
continue.
yeah. Okay. Let's do now the conversation. I'm gonna be Julia.
Okay.
Hi, Tom. It's been quite a while since we last met.
Yes, you look great.
Thanks. How's everything with you?
It's good. I quit my job as an office boy and I started my own business. I'm not now working as a mechanic in my own garage.
That's great. You've always wanted to be a mechanic.
Yes, it makes me feel good to repair things. How about you? Are you still working at the magazine company as a photographer?
Okay. Um, what's up? What's new about Tom?
Okay. He quit his job as a office boy.
Yes. And the next one.
And this one is he started his own business as mechanic.
Yes.
And he is working in his own garage.
That also we call it workshop, right? Taller. Sorry. Mm, Okay. And yes, I'm still there. I enjoy traveling around and taking pictures.
That's good to hear. You should show me the pictures you've taken sometime.
Actually, some of my pictures will be on exhibition on the Museum of Art next month. Would you like to come?
Sure, I'd love to.
Does Julia like her job and why?
Yes, because she uh, enjoys
Taking
to take
pictures.
pictures.
Hmm? What's the big news for Julia next month?
The big news is that her photographs will be on exhibition at a museum.
Museum, right? In the past, I worked in a museum for 1.5 years. When I started to study English, it was a long time ago, but it was interesting to the first time that I had the chance to speak with foreign people, with English spoken people.
Oh, it could be a good way to practice.
Yeah, it
Maybe I
was.
something like that in order to, to improve my pronunciation and all of that in my
That could be.
vocabulary.
Yeah, it especially that helps a lot to new vocabulary because you'll learn a lot of new things, some expressions because natives speak in a different way. Yeah, that's interesting. And now, how's it going with your job?
How is it going? It's going well, I think. In my first month as a supervisor, I learned a lot about the entire process is going on in the plant. So I had to learn a lot of things about all the process that people do at the company, not only maintenance as I worked with before in that field. So I had to learn lots of mechanics or process and documentation you have to do, the order of the products, the quality of the products. I am learning a lots of things. The part I really like is that people that is working with me, like the people I manage, they are helping me. They're saying, ah, yes, look at this. You got to show me this and to teach me this, or you got to be careful with this. And they are good people.
That's
Most of them older than me, and I ask them respectfully for this something, and they agree with that. I think I know other supervisors that don't have a lot of respect for people. But I like to treat them with respect or with careful words. I think I like that part, and they
good.
also I'm doing good my first month.
That's good. Yeah, especially teamwork.
Yes, there is teamwork.
Yeah, that's good in the private companies. In my case, it's completely the opposite. Of course, when I was working in the industries, it was really interesting. But when I started to work in a public institution, it's the opposite one. People don't help you. They always want to give you down, they take you down always because everyone wants to be the winner. Everyone wants to do, I don't know, but not. It's not fair. Usually doing unfair things like hiding things, disconnecting the electricity when you're working, something like that. It's a bit
That's
tough,
yes, it's toxic. I think.
very, very toxic in my job. Yeah, but so I have to. that's the way how they think. But yeah, a couple of more years maybe. But I told you I'm studying environmental engineering, and I like to go back to to the industry. That's very interesting for me.
Yes, it could be good if you change your field, something new, something fresh. Maybe
Yeah,
get to know new people, better people.
yeah, because in my job it's very crazy. It's very tough. Last week I lost the entire bunch of keys in the about my career. I didn't lost, but I put on my desk. But somebody took out the keys and they said, now everything will be lost. I don't know some machines because we have a lot of things. But after 1 week, the key appeared again. But I had to change all the lock pads, the keys. I waste money, but then I think somebody was trying to do some unfair things.
Mhm.
Yeah, like that. But in the industry, I don't think when you work in a atmosphere that's involving how can I say, like cooperation, teamwork is really nice, very good.
Yes, I think I am fortunate.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, me in my case I used to be like that also, very happy because people used to be very cooperative, but now not really. Of course my students are, oh, they're very nice people, but not my colleagues. Maybe because we don't have levels. It's like how can I say, everyone we are in the same level. We got paid the same amount of salary, and maybe that's kind of competition.
Um, yes, maybe because of that. It's good to have a hierarchy.
Yeah, that leads you to respect, right? But
Yes.
imagine you can work, I don't know, in your own office, like 5 people or 7 people. That's not I don't think is good, because everyone is in the same charge, in the same level. Maybe that's the problem, because we do a little of industry also. We teach those things: metal casting, welding, designing, something like that. And
It's hard, I think.
yeah,
I
okay,
will run those jobs.
yeah, maybe to be a teacher is good, especially in that field when you are old.
But I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you can retell the story. Then we're gonna
Ah,
change to the next topic.
okay. Okay. The story was about two friends, Julie and Tom, and Tom says that he quits his job as an office boy and started his doing his dream that was to have his own business, and he opened his garage or his workshop and started working as a mechanic. But in the other hand, Julia still works at her company, as a photographer because she loves to do photography, and she's proud because their photographs will be on exhibition on a museum in the next month.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? One that is that started his own business, and the other one that's still working. But in both cases, I think the lady made a good progress, right? Because maybe she's gonna get famous. But the other man is also doing good because He has his own garage, his own company. That's maybe so much better.
Yes, I think both of them were doing good because they are doing what they like.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. Would you like to start your own company, your own business, maybe in the future?
Yes, the problem is I don't have money.
Yeah,
Money, you need money to start something. And
maybe we can work a couple of more years, then.
yes, to get more experience and to save some money, to take some from the bank, and maybe to start something. I'm thinking about it. Maybe start something in my field, or like electronics or something like that. Maybe with a specific industry of service, because it's the easiest way. The service, just to sell service, not products. If you sell products, you need more money to invest. But if
Yeah,
you sell service, you sell yourself like that.
yeah, it's a bit difficult, especially. I think now people get more money when they only sell something, maybe, or I don't know. It depends, right? But some people are very successful. They don't design nothing. They only import from China. Over here in La Paz, they are very wealthy.
Yes, um, I think I remember there was a man that came to our company,
Okay.
and he was working in a company of service, and he just make preventing maintenance to I don't know how to say, a grua. I don't know.
Yes, the crane.
Just a crane, and he just clean it and check some end stops, and checks the motors and lubricates the chains, and he we paid him 5,000 Bolivians.
Only for a simple task.
Yes, it was half the morning. It was 5,000 Bolivians, and I said, oh, I want to get that amount of money for doing that things that I do every day.
Yeah, it's
And
it's a lot of money.
he said that I work for a company for 30 years, and I'm 50 years old. I'm starting my own company. I'm now I'm the competition of my older company. So he said that, and I was thinking, wow, that man started his own company, and it's not a great company, but it's going well for him.
He's doing a lot of money. That's important.
Yes, I think I would like to be that kind of man.
Yeah, they're very smart people, I think, because yeah, maybe they see some little opportunity and they do it. So they go themselves, and I think they get good money. Okay, uh, let's continue with this topic. Oh, sorry, this presentation that I have is related to the topic also, but let me share please the screen. Okay, over here we have, are we all prepared for the meeting? Okay, we're gonna talk about some how to arrange meetings, especially when we want to organize something, I don't know, important meetings. What things do you think are usually needed at a meeting?
Meeting. Maybe an online meeting.
It depends. I think live meeting, but a formal meeting nowadays in a company.
Maybe you need sometimes a computer, but not it's not mandatory. But if you want to show something to some people, yes, you need a computer and maybe a television or a projector, as we see in the photographs.
Hmm.
And it's always useful when you have paper and a pen to write
A
because
board,
you have
right? Or a whiteboard.
yes, also whiteboard because you can explain your ideas or to manage tasks or program tasks for different people and or to analyze a problem is always necessary to have a board. And maybe
Yeah,
you need a table for the people, I think.
of course. A table, a saloon, right? The meeting hall.
Yes, and maybe you need silence to
Some
be
water
focused.
in order
Maybe
not to
no,
people.
I was in silence well,
Yeah, yeah,
because
silence.
because you got to be focused
Of
on the meeting.
course. To tell them that they have to turn off their cell phones, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
It's-
I think.
yeah, definitely. And let's continue, please. Now we're gonna read. Let's read, please.
Okay. The project leaders are talking to their business partner, Mr. Tanaka, in a video conference. Please make sure that your microphone is connected to your computer correctly. Mr. Walker came up with some practical ways to improve the company's performance. What are your plans for the future? Now we will leave 15-minute QA session. You are more than welcome to ask any questions.
Okay.
Second one is to ways to,
Yes.
and third one is a video conference.
Yes. A video conference.
Yes. For is Q&A session.
Mhm. By the way, do you know what is Q&A session?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. Oh, come
Maybe
on.
I don't know, quality and acknowledge. I don't know. I inventing.
Yes, Q and let me check out this Q&A. Yes. Mm, Q&A session is question and answer.
Question
Questions,
and answer.
question
Yes.
and answer session. Yeah, I don't know. Like yes, not much better. Question and answer Q&A, question and answer sessions. Yeah, right. Very maybe fast meetings. What about number 5?
Number 5 is microphone.
Yes, right. Easy. Yeah, Q&A sessions. Did you used to do? Maybe now, do you organize some safety, maybe safety meetings in the mornings?
Safety meetings? No, but maybe I organize a meeting a short meeting to I don't know how to say distribute work
Yeah, to
work.
organize people.
Yes, to organize people to distribute their works
Tasks.
for the day. Yes, their task for the days and their roles. I say that you will be on this machine. You will be in charge of the I don't know, the plastics or the colors. You got to be in charge of that. You are going to be counting that product. I think something like that.
Great, interesting. Okay, yeah. And now let's go to this. Let's see how they got the conference over there. There's a conversation. I'm gonna be Emma. Are we all prepared for the video conference?
Not yet. We still have a few things to get ready. Please make 6 copies of these 3 forms.
Sure. Have you got a laptop and the microphone?
Yes, they are already in the meeting room.
Okay. What is the first one?
Is copies, 6 copies.
A photocopier
Yes, photocopier.
or maybe a scanner, right?
Right, yes. B is a computer or
Yeah.
laptop.
Yes.
C is microphone. D is the
Remote.
remote controller.
Yes, right. Remote control, we say.
Right, okay.
Yep. Let's continue. Do you know what the conference is about?
I heard the CEO would talk about ways to improve our advancements and the future of our company.
How long will the conference last?
It will last for 2 hours. After the conference, there will be a Q&A for about 15 minutes.
I see. I will let the staff know what the conference will start soon. Oh, sorry, that the conference will start soon.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Before we continue with this, do you know what is CEO?
I heard that before.
Chief
Yes,
Executive
chief executive or organizer or yes.
Officer, right?
Yes,
In Spanish, we say gerente, right?
yes, the CEO.
CEO of the company. Who's the CEO of Microsoft?
It was Bill Gates, but now he is not anymore. He's not the CEO anymore.
Oh, really?
Yes, he ceded their position to another person because she wanted to be more relaxed.
Of course. He was, I think, the CEO of his company for about 35 years or even more, maybe 40 years.
Yes, it's too long time.
Yeah. No, yes, 30, 40 years now, I think it's just alive. Yeah.
Yes.
And what about, we say the staff, right? How do you understand the staff in Spanish?
Maybe it's a group of people or a team.
Yeah. Or a group of workers also, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the staff. Good. And this is a bit modern, right? This is the current situation. In the past, the meetings used to be a bit different, but now it's changing a lot of things. The way how people get, usually the arrange meetings, It's not like the past. Usually we have different kind of things, but of course we also do the classic ones. I prefer the old fashioned meetings because usually you have something to write. You can express better in that way. I don't. It's just my point of view.
And yes, maybe yeah, a personal meeting, you say?
Yeah, but with a big group of people, of course, it must be with presentations, with different kind of things, right? More executive.
I think for small meetings or to check little points or few points, it's better an online conference. But yes, if you want to show or to say something important to people, I think the best option is a personal meeting.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. But with a huge, usually in my job, everything is with sometimes even we used to organize some virtual meetings, a lot of virtual, all from 2019, 20, and 21. Yeah, because we had to, we were working last year, until last year, everything was online, the classes, the meetings, almost everything.
Yes.
But now, this year, we started to work personal classes, face to face, presential ones. According to the conversation, what will the boss talk about in the conference?
He was talking about the future of the company and the ways to improve their advisements.
Yes. What will they have after the conference
They will have a Q&A sessions.
for 15 minutes? It sounds like a conference, right? Maybe like everyone can ask, do you have any questions about this? What do you say? Or
Yes.
Q&A session can be maybe to check how is the situation in the company, right? Okay, Mr. Jorge, tell me about how is this the quality control section, or how is the process, or how about the storage, the raw material, right? We say raw material. Usually, in Spanish we say that materia prima, right?
Yeah.
Do you import raw material from China?
Sorry. We buy raw material from Brazil and from Peru. Uh, there is some things from that comes from China, but not raw material. Some machines, some tools, yes, they come from China.
Okay, but usually materials, raw material from Brazil. That's good.
Yes,
Interesting.
because they have a big factory of plastic pellets of plastic, and it's near from Bolivia.
Ah, good. Also from Peru is common, right, to get some products, but usually we don't buy products from Chile. I don't know why. Maybe it's
Yes,
geopolitics.
yes,
Is it?
maybe because of that. But Peruvian products are not so good. They have no good quality, so we stopped buying raw material from them.
Okay, mostly from Brazil.
Yes, mostly from Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil is usually in La Paz we have very close relationship with Peru because it's not very far, but with Chile, no, impossible. Only with Peru. With Brazil, is too far to La Paz.
We have good relations with Brazil, like here in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that comes from Brazil and they start business here in Santa Cruz. There are a lot of business of Brazilian people.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I imagine in Brazilians. That's why when I used to go to Santa Cruz, usually in the taxis, in the public transportation, always is like Brazilian music, samba, or people listening.
Yes, there was a time that when it was tendencia,
Yes, tendons. Tendons.
tendence. Yes, the
Usually,
Brazilian music.
yeah, and people trying to speak Portuguese, right, in Santa Cruz. I
Uh,
think many people do it.
yes.
Yeah. Você fala português?
No, no, I don't. Just English.
That is interesting. I speak Portuguese. The problem is that I have no people to practice with. I think I'm forgetting little by little. Mm,
I
I
have
learned.
friends that speak Portuguese because some of them had girlfriends from Brazil and stuff like that, or hey, they have classmates from Brazil.
Ah,
So
yeah, I can imagine. They said that many people came to Santa Cruz to study, right? Especially medicine and other careers.
yes, medicine principally medicine because it's cheap. It's cheaper than studying in Brazil.
Yeah, they said that. In La Paz we have, but not many because it's cold. Maybe it's very far for them, and they prefer to stay in Santa Cruz and Cochabamba, I think.
No.
Okay. Um, well, according to the conversation, what will the boss? No, we did that, right?
Yes, we just answered the questions.
Uh, when was the last time you attended a meeting?
Uh, Maybe yesterday, our pod, our English pod. But out of that, uh, maybe I had a work meeting, yes, with some people from Chile.
Ah, good. Do you export your products?
Yes, we export products to Chile, Argentina, uh, in Paraguay. Yes.
Ah, good. Interesting. Paraguay.
The best
Paraguay is
product.
also close to Santa Cruz, right?
Yes, it's also close Santa. The best products, the best quality goes to those countries. The
And
bad products is in Bolivia.
they go to the local markets, I think.
Yes, I think no, that's not good because we need to show our people that we are doing a good job.
Yeah, yeah, also. But yeah, that's real. Usually, I hear that in La Paz also it used to happen, especially with textiles. When they make something, they go to the quality control. If they're not good in quality, it's for Bolivia, for the Bolivian market. And if it's
Yes,
really good in quality, it passes all the tests, and that's for exportation.
exactly. I saw it several times in lots of industries here in Bolivia. We export the best.
Of course, because also local people don't pay I think the real cost maybe, right? They pay less usually.
Yes, maybe because of that also. And I saw people that, or in my job, people say that, no, people when want will look at that part of the product, or it don't even, it didn't even was not notable. They don't realize that mistake, or you can pass it for the Bolivian product, and they don't check the
Yeah, but
Bolivian.
that's a bit sad because that's our our reality. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
a bit.
it's true because
Yeah.
they say think that in the way your mom will think. Will your mom so the color? Oh, sorry. Did you would your mom see the color of the product or the little defects of the product, or if the product is shining, or I don't know. No, your mother will see if it works and it's good, and she will buy it.
Mhm.
And I say yes, you're right.
Usually they won't say the quality. There are some seals, right? Some marks. For example, just talking about the safety glasses, they have like standards, right? ANSI, right? In the helmets, hard hats, a lot of things. But that's quality or certification. And maybe you work with Ibnorca.
Yes, I know in Orca. Yes,
Do you work with
the,
that? Do you have some?
uh, no, but I know I take some courses from them.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
good.
in Orca, yes,
Me,
they
me too. I took some.
they are
Mm,
very good. They take care about quality, or they are the organization that represents ISO here in Bolivia. I think.
I saw, yes. I did the quality management systems and the environmental. Yeah, both of them. And safety, I took some courses, but not the complete one, not the specialist. But it's interesting. It's expensive too, right?
Yes, it really is.
Yeah. Okay. And what about the story about this class, this lesson?
Okay, there are two co-workers that are preparing for the meeting, and both of them are in charge to prepare the room, and they prepare the microphone, the laptop, and everything in the room. And they talk about what topic will the CEO talk about, and they say that the CEO is going to talk about ways to improve advertisements and the future of the company. And they will say that there will also be a question and answer session of 50 minutes after the meeting, which is going to prolong for two hours. And yes, I think that's the story.
Yes, that's that is right. So, um, now we're gonna. Okay, I'm gonna send the polls. By the way, today there are two polls, please. Can you complete that? One of them I'm gonna launch, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, and then another one.
Okay, that's all. That's it.
Okay, and I'm gonna share another one too, please. Oh, sorry. This just a moment, please. This one. Yeah, this one also.
Okay, that's
Okay, so thank you for the polls and thanks for being in the class. So tomorrow we're gonna continue, right? And that's it for today. I don't know if you have any questions.
no, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, so see you, David. See you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow, teacher. Good night.
Bye.